Ms. McBath is recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Chairwoman Lee, and good afternoon, Director Carvajal. I thank you for being here today, and I thank you for your service as the director, as you will soon be leaving the Bureau, and we just want to thank you for your service. During this subcommittee's last hearing, we had an opportunity to review implementation of the First Step Act and at the BOP and the impact that COVID-19 has had on the BOP operations. I used that opportunity to inquire at that time into the BOP's policies addressing the treatment and care of pregnant women, specifically the BOP's alignment with national guidance for the health and safety of pregnant women. Since that time, I was pleased to hear that the BOP has taken actions to better align its policies on about 5 of the 8 care topics that the GAO found to not fully be aligned with the national guidance recommendations. And I hope that the Bureau will continue to work to ensure that all 8 of those care topics are met so that the health and well-being of pregnant women at the BOP facilities is they're fully protected and cared for. Today, however, I do want to examine how BOP is handling its reentry services. The successful reentry of citizens into society is integral to anti-recidivism efforts, crime in our communities, and the financial health of these offenders rejoining society. However, it's kind of difficult to, actually to assess recidivism patterns unless you are properly collecting the data on it. For example, the last federal justice statistics publication on recidivism of federal offenders that I was able to locate was published in June 2016. And the latest publication on the employment statuses of released federal offenders was published last December, but covers federal inmates released back in 2010. So further, the latest BOP publication on recidivism that I was able to find was from 2006. So Director Carvajal, what steps has the BOP taken to improve its data collection to more effectively track the progress of incarcerated individuals as they transition from prison to reentry centers or home confinement? And does the BOP have plans to create standard metrics to evaluate reentry outcomes, such as job placement, recidivism, so that the BOP facilities can share their best practices?
Yes, Congresswoman, I appreciate your interest in this. This is very important to us. It's a very complicated process for the gathering of recidivism data. We work in conjunction with the states and other law enforcement entities. We are not sole owners of that data. I will tell you that my staff are working with other components to set up a platform, and we're committed to working on bettering that platform to get that data and to track it.
And sir, then once that is done or initiated and completed, could you just please, I would love, my staff, we would love to have what that platform looks like and what it entails, if you would.
Yes, we can do that, Congresswoman.
Thank you. And I'm also curious to know how many reentry coordinators that the Board of Prisons have per prison or per prisoner. How many vacancies are there for these jobs? You've made mention of, the number of vacancies that you have, but how many vacancies are for these jobs, and what steps has the Board of Prisons taken to fill these positions?
Yes, Congresswoman, we are committed to filling all our vacancies. As I stated earlier, we strive to do that. I don't know the exact number of reentry affairs coordinators, but those are positions that we strive to fill as we do all of our positions. And as I stated earlier, we are filled every position we have funding for, and we're committed to continue to do that. I can get you the exact numbers. I can get back with you on that. I don't have them in front of me.
No, we really appreciate that effort. I think my colleagues and I would be really interested to have that information, and I really appreciate that. Well, as has been stated by many of my colleagues before me, we're very, very concerned about, people say that criminals have rights, and yes, they do have rights, just as victims have rights. And we just want to make sure that when those that are incarcerated do have the ability to have fair treatment while they are incarcerated, because at the end of the day, they're human beings too. And thank you so much, Madam Chair. I yield back the balance of my time.
The lady has yielded back. Thank you. It is my privilege now to yield 5 minutes to, if I might. Gentlemen, Mr. Fitzgerald, you're recognized for 5 minutes. Thank you.